Hey guys. So day one, sorry, I don't perpetually have a phone in my hand. I just, I use it to review my points. Anyway, so day one was a success. Obviously, it'd be kind of sad if I failed already. I was a lot hungrier than I expected because yesterday for my last meal, well, if I was smart, just tip, if you're transitioning to fasting, to make it easier on yourself, have your last few meals be like keto approved fatty foods because you're trying to switch into burning fat. So what did I do? Me being the genius that I am, scratch that, me not wanting the beta male transfer into ketosis. I went all out and I got a Taco Bell chalupa box with Baja Blast. Just pure processed carbs, probably barely any nutrition whatsoever, and that's all I ate Sunday. So yeah, unsurprisingly, I was starving, first world starving, 2 hours later, hungry the rest of the night, and hungry most of the day. But on the bright side, I'm transitioning, and I think tomorrow is going to be easier. The transition to ketosis is always the hardest part with the worst hunger pangs, so I'm gonna be fine. It's just food. But again, if it is your first time, I would recommend transitioning with a keto diet first. In fact, the more that you either fast for short periods or follow a keto diet where you're just restricting carbs, the more keto adapted you get, which just means you become more adapted to using ketone bodies as energy. Which means, sorry, I'm just assuming you don't know any of this lingo. Ketones are just fatty lipids, so to put it simply, it's just the state you break fat down into to then use it to be burned as energy. So someone who's never fasted, even when they start producing ketones, their body might not be transitioning into using them very well, and they're usually the ones who struggle the most with headaches and other issues. So I would recommend taking it slow. Don't go into a huge fast. Just do some intermittent fasting, maybe some keto here and there. Anyway, that brings us to today's fasting myth, which is that fasting inevitably causes a starvation mode, as they say. And if by starvation mode you're referring to your body shutting down, slowing down that metabolic rate because it's not getting enough calories, yeah, that doesn't happen. Because in a controlled fast, you're not getting to the point where you're not getting enough calories. You're just getting them from your fat. In fact, what's ironic about this is starvation mode is a lot more common in first world countries from the caloric deficit diet point of view, which is where you're eating just enough food, just enough carbs that your body's still trying to burn glucose. It's not able to fully utilize fat for energy, but you're not feeding it enough. You're cutting out 500 calories or whatever you're recommended to lose weight. But that only works short term because obesity, more than just calories in and calories out, is a time-related hormonal issue. So take for example me, I could put on weight really fast. If I did something like supersize me and I'm eating McDonald's every day, finishing it off with a freaking chocolate mousse tracks bowl of ice cream, yeah, I could put on some weight pretty quick. But the moment I start eating even remotely normal, I'm gonna have a really hard time keeping that weight on because it was gained so quickly. And my body still sees my set weight at around 160-ish pounds. So what my body's gonna do is just burn off that extra weight. Pretty crazy, huh? Your body actually has quite a few ways of dealing with excess calories. It can just burn it. You can literally poop it out. I mean, there's all kinds of variables in how your body uses calories. And likewise, someone who's gained weight very slowly over time, the true source of the problem is your brain recognizing that set weight it's trying to reach as slowly raising over time from you overexposing your body and your hypothalamus to insulin. It's getting the wrong messages. It's slowly perceiving your body set weight as raising higher and higher until you could be 450 pounds, and that's what your body's fighting for. The moment you lose a little weight through caloric restriction, guess what? Your body will learn to do less with the calories it has. It'll cut corners to try and get you back to 450 pounds. And that is what drives me nuts about The Biggest Loser. It's where we celebrate people destroying their own health. They get up in front of millions of people. Anyway, sorry, I went off on a huge tangent. Crap, this was supposed to be a really short video. We'll get more into this at the end of the week. Main point being, No, starvation mode, no, not a thing. If you're actually starving, yeah, but the difference between starving and fasting is it's voluntary. You'd stop before that point, you're getting enough water, and you are meeting your caloric needs, you're just doing it with your own fat stores. And as soon as that runs out, yeah, you shouldn't be fasting. As long as you don't reach that point, quite the opposite is shown scientifically. As I mentioned yesterday, there are studies that show, for example, the study with a group of men, in just 3 days, basal metabolic rate actually raised by as much as 14%. It's kind of crazy. But wait, there's more. Norepinephrine or adrenaline goes up by around 117%. Other hormones are raised as well, but that's for tomorrow's video. Your energy expenditure, your alertness, your ability to jump into action all goes up. Quite the opposite of that myth. And if you think about it, that's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure our Paleolithic ancestors wouldn't have made it through a single winter if they couldn't go a few meals without having the energy to obtain food. Honestly, it's a pretty dumb myth, but that's what they tell us, so I had to address it. That's day 1. Anyway, day 1, success, hungry, that's okay, should get easier. Thanks, peace.